Welcome to the Hail Mary Happy Hour. It's us. And actually it is a demoralizing week because I'm sitting here with our special guest, the man I will see in my nightmares for a couple weeks. Victor, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah,
Glad to be
happy to
featured in
have
his
you.
nightmares, I'm sure.
Of course.
Yeah, man, like you didn't have to do what you did, you know? I
I mean, you can blame Lamar Jackson for that one. I'll be completely honest with you.
yeah.
But I
Josh can
got the
also blame
receiving end of
himself a
it.
little bit.
Yeah, my other league, I
But
got the receiving end of it as well, and it is not fun.
You know what's funny is in my other league, I have Lamar Jackson and
Yes.
and
Yeah.
actually I destroyed the guy. So, give and take. But yeah, doubling my points in the playoffs is a pretty big feels bad.
bro,
Uh,
getting beat by over 100 points, a three-digit loss in the playoffs, in single week playoffs, nonetheless.
it's a really bad look.
Truly unheard of.
It's, this is about the saddest that my season could have gone. I started 5-0, and since then, since
You
my
just had
first loss,
some
I
rough
have won
players.
2 games. I have won 2 games since my 5-0 start.
Wow. And then got absolutely smoked in the first round of the playoffs.
And just it backed my way into the playoffs only for, exactly what everyone thought would happen would happen. Happen.
Honestly, you might have just been better off not having played anyone this week, missing the playoffs altogether.
I really wish that Matt won his game last week and just kept me out of the playoffs because then no one would have seen my score.
Is
Like
that what
no
actually
one,
ended up happening? Is that loss last week pushed you into the playoffs?
yeah, Matt
Oof.
losing was the reason I made the playoffs. It was really close, and it landed Matt in the toilet bowl, where he is now the only guy that even would have a chance of beating you if he was in the
That is
playoffs.
true.
Like,
Did
Hey,
you know
at
who
least he's
you were going to
getting out of
be
the toilet bowl first round.
yeah,
Did you know you were originally going to be playing me if you did end up
yes,
getting in? Okay.
yeah. It's divisional. It's whoever.
All right.
I knew it was going to be you, and honestly, I felt like I would have had a chance. Yeah, like a few weeks ago, I would have thought I had a chance, but wouldn't you know,
Matt's,
Baker Mayfield is insane. Lamar Jackson's insane.
he had a couple of rough weeks the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I was really debating on if I was going to play Mac Jones or not.
Oh,
Um,
dude.
'Cause I did pick up Mac Jones, and I think it was
Saw that.
because Lamar had a bye week a couple weeks ago, so I was like, I just need
Yeah,
somebody.
right.
Um, and I was debating on putting him in instead of Baker Mayfield, so I'm glad I didn't. But
Yeah.
at the start, Baker Mayfield's game was not looking pretty. I will say that. He only had like 13 points up until like the almost the end of the third.
Oh, wow. I
So he
didn't know
did
that.
like pull it off towards the end.
Damn. I do love that if you did start Mac Jones, wouldn't have mattered at all. Like,
Yeah.
how many wrong starts would you have had to make for it to actually matter?
Now if
Because
we
no
take
matter
out
what, you had either Lamar or Baker in there.
yeah, I mean if Lamar and Baker weren't playing, that's like 90 points right there. That's still
Dude, you would have beaten me with only your 2 quarterbacks.
shit, I didn't see that.
You
Yeah, that's
scored
true.
92 points with your 2 quarterbacks.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, so that legitimately means because no matter what, you had to play some combination of your quarterbacks. So like Baker Mayfield and Mac Jones would have scored 67, and the rest of your players would have scored like 30 no matter what. I was doomed. My team is booty cheeks, dude. It's a rough time.
It's a rough season for everybody, I think. Like
I thought I made a big brain play playing Elijah Moore over Devonte Smith.
Good thing that didn't matter, bro. Otherwise, that would have been like one of the most
that is true.
I
comical
was,
decisions.
dude, I was like, dude, Jameis Winston against the Bengals. or no, against the Chiefs, who have been worse recently, they're gonna have to pass. Cedric Tillman's out. David Njoku's out. It's Judy and Elijah Moore, baby. Literally 2 receptions, -1 yards.
It would have
And
definitely been more heartbreaking though
yeah,
if that came down to
yeah.
how many points you needed.
No, that would have destroyed me. And honestly, speaking of that lovely game, there is a guy that was on the receiving end of it as well, because we have multiple people that put up 0 or less points this week. So Andrew had 2 of them, Cooper Kupp and Jalen Waddle. Whether
Tough
they
week.
could have gotten enough points for him to win, I don't know, and I don't think so, because he's also losing by 70 points ish. But after that, we have Jameis Winston, who got -0.3 points. He blew up this week. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty hard to put up negative points as a quarterback, Even putting up -1 points as a quarterback is fairly a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, that's a lot of misplays right there.
And then imagine putting up like -5.5 points.
oh, Tyler. Why do you say that?
Honestly, I don't even remember what happened. I just happened to be opening up Sleeper to check the scores, and you know how it kind of automatically opens up on your team page? And I just saw that my boy Will Levis, who I had started last week, and obviously I didn't bother to change my lineup, just sitting there with -5 points.
Like, it is absurd that he could manage that. How many completions did Will Levis have?
I don't know. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll pull up the stats here.
Give me the stats.
So he only attempted 12 passes, and he completed 8 of them for 89 yards. The problem is that he also threw 3 interceptions and lost a fumble.
Wow, so he only had 1 incompletion.
Only one of his balls was not caught by a member of one of the teams.
1 ball touched the ground. My God, that's 8 complete. So after every 2 passes, he threw an interception, basically. Every 2 completions.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? His rushing stat is 2 carries, 1 for a first down, and 1 fumble lost.
God. Will Levis. What a dude. And he brought Mason Rudolph in, one of the backups that came in. Another being Dorian I forget his name. Dorian
Thompson, right?
There's a third name, something Thompson. Dorian, whatever. But Dorian Thompson came in for the Browns, was also bad. Yeah, the Browns are bad. I hope Jameis is back in next week because he's Dorian Thompson Robinson. I was right. All right. And on top of that, we had like Tim Boyle coming in for the Giants, hucking it to Malik Neighbors. I mean, yeah. Geno Smith went down. Did anyone else play out of because a lot of backups came in. Tim Boyle, Dorian Thompson Robinson. Oh, Mason Rudolph for Will Levis.
Yeah, you already mentioned that one, though.
Yeah. But that's the one I'd forgotten in my head anyway. But yeah, rough week for some people, and then some just went insano. Lamar Jackson throwing his 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was a big week. Lamar, Baker, Aaron,
Josh Allen,
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had a big week.
Joe Burrow did pretty good, yeah.
No.
I was actually just looking at who had him as well.
Andrew has him.
Even Mac Jones and stuff. 27 points, not bad at all.
27 from Mac Jones, unheard of.
Exactly.
Unheard of. 27 points. I'm pretty sure the Patriots didn't score 27 points for like 2 straight years under Mac.
No, they definitely did not.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Josh Allen, this isn't the trivia question, but it is a question.
Trivia?
No, it's just if you had to guess who had more rushing and or receiving touchdowns. They were drafted in the same year. Him or Saquon Barkley?
Wait,
Are you saying this season or
Yeah.
overall?
Overall.
so they're both drafted the same year. Who has more overall?
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, I would have said Saquon. It's got to be Saquon, right?
But like, why would I have asked the question?
That's
Exactly.
No.
That's my
That's what I
whole
think you're trying to
point.
throw us off.
That's the question.
But it
Now-
has to be Saquon. I feel like you're trying to get me to say Josh Allen, but there's just no way.
Okay, but hear me out. So Josh Allen has 64 rushing touchdowns. He also has
That's insane. First of all,
Yeah.
that's just crazy.
Saquon has 60 total touchdowns in his career. So this is brought to you by Giants Suck, mostly. Yeah,
Oh my
Josh Allen
God.
is insane.
How many years is that across that 64 touchdowns?
Let's see. He was drafted in
Is that
what was it?
it's
2018. So what, like six years?
Yeah,
So, like-
that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the man balls hard.
The man just
Yeah.
finds the end zone.
Yeah. So congrats to Jordan. You got yourself an MVP. Josh tier Josh.
Unbelievable.
Real great guy. But back to our trivia question of the day, which comes to my personal probably favorite quarterback to watch, is Mr.
Jameis
Lamar
Winston.
Jackson.
Nope,
No.
Lamar.
No, it's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I do love Jameis Winston, but while he did destroy me, he also saved me in another league, so I can't be too mad. And this week, he reached a total rushing yard amount in his career, which I believe is the same as he was drafted the same year as Josh Allen. So this actually also is an interesting stat there. He has rushed 6,001 yards in his career, which pretty massive number. He is
Huge.
only the second quarterback to ever reach that number in his career. And the trivia question is just, who is the other quarterback?
To have over 6,000 career rushing yards?
Yeah.
It just has to be Michael Vick, right? There's just no way it's not Michael Vick.
Yeah, that's Michael Vick. It had to be Michael Vick.
Okay.
Michael Vick has 6,106 career rushing yards. Lamar Jackson
He could beat it.
this year
Yeah.
will be and he still has so much career left.
Yeah.
Like, this man is
Pretty impressive.
slinging it. He only has 3 interceptions on the year, and all 3 of them, I believe, have gone off the hands of a receiver. Like,
Lamar Jackson for MVP.
no, it's got to be Josh Allen.
Nah, fuck
That
Josh
man-
Allen, Lamar Jackson. Give him another
I'm
one.
sorry,
Give him
dude.
another one.
I love the Bill. No, I hate the.
Exactly.
I love Josh
you hate
Allen.
the
I
Bills.
just stand
you
by
hate
that.
the Bills.
I don't. No, I'm not a fan of the Bills. But I got it. Josh Allen, man, I can't hate him. He's a Josh, and he balls.
I don't necessarily hate Josh Allen either. I think he's a very good quarterback.
He's so fun.
Yeah, do you remember Michael Vick being in the league until 2015?
Honestly, I really thought he was out earlier than that.
I really thought he was out by like 2012, bro.
Yeah. I would not have guessed he was in the league while we were in high school.
How old is he now? Does it say?
I don't know. I'm not on his wiki. I'm on his. He was born in 1980, so he's about 44.
Okay.
Nice. Well, yeah. And final news and notes after our trivia is holy injuries in some cases.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One, David Montgomery out for the season.
That's gonna hurt some people.
Specifically
definitely
Steve,
hurt.
who potentially will lose to Gabe. And
Steve had a scary team too.
Yeah, Steve could be looking at a
Sounds
dance.
looking good, Steve.
Steve. So that's a rough one.
Something about watching a tall, lanky man dance will just be very entertaining.
We also had, for Victor, Tony Pollard left the game a little early. Now you do have Tajay Spears on the bench,
who scored like 25 this week.
Yeah. Yes. So honestly, you probably hope Tony Pollard is out so that you know one guy to start. So
yeah, it doesn't say anything yet. It just says like inconsistent showing. So hopefully within like some time later on this week, we'll start hearing some more stuff.
Yeah, and then we have Geno Smith went down. I don't even remember what team he's on, if that really matters for anyone. Who is he on? Oh, he's on Andrew's team, so that's not going to matter for anyone. We have Mahomes who went down with an ankle. He's got I think it's a calf or an ankle sprain. So week to week,
he'll be fine. He looks a little limpy.
Yeah,
he might just miss a couple practices, and
honestly. They have the playoffs. I feel like if there's any risk, they're going to be like, all right, yeah. Heck, Carson Wentz, get in there. But there is a chance for if he's down somehow, if like there's something like, oh my gosh, he's down for the count, I will potentially root for the Chiefs. Because Carson Wentz is the guy who got Nick Foles. Carson Wentz went down, and Nick Foles, the backup, came in and led the Eagles to the Super Bowl, and it would be wild. And Nick Foles came from the Chiefs.
You know, karma.
There's kind of a wild turn of events there.
That'd be interesting.
Would make it at least a little interesting to watch them win.
I agree. I still don't want the Chiefs to win, but
it's still like Lions would be better. The Packers are looking really good. I don't really want the Packers to win though.
No.
But maybe I'd take the Vikings.
Honestly, I would take the Vikings as well.
I would take the Vikings. Yeah. I would also be fine with the Ravens just so Lamar can get his Super Bowl out of the way. As long as he just needs one at some point. Then I don't care much for the Ravens.
I also think it'd be funny if Lamar gets his, because then it's like, of the big three quarterbacks in the league, now Lamar and Pat got their Super Bowls, and poor Josh just still got nothing.
Of course, hey, don't forget your wild card team, the Commanders, baby. Let's go.
But you never know. Yo, I would love the Commanders to win.
Man, I'm hoping and praying. But yeah, one more very unfortunate injury. Nick Chubb broke his foot, so he's out.
His career might be just about done.
With
all the injuries he's had the last couple years.
Yeah,
he's looking not super great right now.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, but that's how it be, and that's the league as we see it right now. Some injuries. Steve looking like he might dance.
Damn.
Hey, you never know though.
Yeah.
I mean, has he officially lost to Gabe yet?
No, he has not. He has not.
Do you still have players playing?
They still have players playing.
Oh yeah, he does.
It's looking pretty Gabe favorable at this point.
It is. But, I mean, Drake London, Jordan Addison both have the chance for some big plays. Roma Dunze.
Games are still early, too. So
yeah. There's
certainly not over.
It is certainly not over.
Slosh, on the other hand, is most certainly booked his ticket to the
this poor guy. Yeah, I do feel bad for not catching the mistake in the playoffs before. Victor, I'm not sure if you saw that little altercation.
Did it happen in the chat? Probably
Yeah.
not.
He also has the most
What
points
ended up
for
happening?
of all the toilet bowl teams.
So essentially what happened for our viewers that also don't know how to use the chat, basically the sleeper set up the playoff bracket so it wasn't division versus division because that's not how it calculates it. So I had to edit it myself, but I didn't realize that the toilet bowl was also not set up properly. So it had Slosh facing Steve and Gabe facing Simmons. So, and Sam pointed that out. And I was like, oh, that's actually a mistake. So during the game, I swapped it, thinking it wouldn't matter because either way, Gabe was going to lose and Slosh was probably going to lose. Because at the time, Steve was projected for a bunch of points.
Yep.
And then it turned the other way. So now, if the switch hadn't happened, Slosh would have won. But it wouldn't have been. I mean, that was just against the rules. So he ended up, unfortunately, going from he had a decent week, but it wasn't enough to beat the bong side kicks. And yeah, it's a rough look. And for that reason, he is our down bad manager of the week.
Nice transition.
Yes. Next transition. But yeah, it's looking like Steve and Slosh will be facing off in our toilet bowl. Slosh will be our returning member of the toilet bowl.
You know, I just checked. I'm pretty sure he finished 4th in the league in points for. And to have a ticket back to the toilet bowl, I mean, you just got to wonder what kind of decisions leave a guy in a scenario like that. I mean, having the most points scored against you certainly doesn't help.
Yeah. I'm rooting for Steve to lose, honestly. And I am rooting for him for more reasons than just I want to watch him dance, and I think Sam deserves to not to be in there. We had our Victor, you may not have noticed because it was primarily in the chat. Maybe you watched the episode that we talked about it in, but there was a betting pool for who would win the playoffs and who would lose the toilet bowl. And I'm going to go over that right now because it's gotten interesting.
The netting pool.
The betting pool.
The netting pool.
The netting pool?
Look at the dog.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Anyway.
The betting pool. I gotta open the hidden feeds. Am I not? Oh, I gotta change to this. Alright. So, we ended up getting 7 responses to our form, but only 3 people, I believe, ended up betting.
Boo.
We had
me. Wait, it must have been more than 3 people, right?
Hold on, I have to double check here.
How many times did you bet?
Huge prize pool.
We had Josh, we had Jordan, we had Tyler, and we had Simmons.
Yeah!
4 people. 4 people made bets. Now, I bet 3 times. Tyler also bet 3 times. No, I bet twice. Tyler bet 3 times. And
I bet 3 times?
Yeah, you bet 3 times.
What? That's crazy.
So
Whoops.
So you bet 3 times because you specifically wanted to put $10 on Jordan and Gabe. So you did it twice.
Oh, that's right. I doubled down.
Which, at the time that you did this, a lot of people bet on Jordan and Gabe, even though there weren't bets on the other people for them to really win. So I bet on I ended up betting on Victor to win. So I'm rooting for you, bud. Which would be nice because right now there were $5 put on Victor by me. We had
Cool.
$20 put on the SCLSU Mud Dogs by
Sick.
Tyler, Jordan, and myself as well, actually. I got the
So-
betting started by betting for the favorites. And then we have $10 on She Loved My McConkey. Those $10 are lost. Tyler put a bet on him, and and Simmons put a bet on him. So right now, there is a chance that I just win all the money, which would be cool.
It's rigged.
That'd be
did
super
this?
cool. Wait till we get to the toilet bowl. I'm ecstatic.
Wait.
We'll have
I
this
don't.
graphic up on the screen.
But if Jordan wins, I win
Then-
$2.50.
you win more than $2.50 because there was also the $10 put on She Loved My McConkey. You win $7.50.
Oh my
There you go.
gosh.
Yeah.
Let's go, Jordan.
Yeah.
A lot of money
There's
on the
money to be
line.
won. So a lot of people rooting on this last championship game. Gonna go crazy. But and then in the toilet bowl, we have literally $25 on Gabe to lose.
Holy shit.
Everybody bet on Gabe to lose.
Oh,
And then
God.
the only other bet is on Big Steve's Big Ballers by me.
So if Big
So
Steve's
I'm-
Big Ballers loses, you win all the money.
Yes.
But if anybody else loses,
It goes to the house.
the league, we buy a league, I don't know, something.
A Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah, the house is technically me, but I'll buy something for the league.
What? No, fuck that. The league is us.
I'm the house. I set
The
it up. I made a
podcast.
casino.
Nah, dude. Invest it in the
Yeah.
podcast. Buy us
No.
Podcast hoodies.
trademark our name.
Yeah. Honestly, I might just if I win anyway, I might just put it into getting like a league ring or a trophy or something just to have a little extra.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think it would be fun. But
There you go.
I'm excited we'll definitely do this next year, and I want to see if we can get a little bit more going. Maybe we'll lower the betting amount so that people are more inclined to, like make it $3. But
Did this happen in the chat as well?
it was in the chat. It was in the chat.
Bro,
And it was also on the podcast. We talked about it on the podcast. But look at the fucking chat, maybe.
Yeah, I gotta look at the fucking chat. I know.
You should probably look at it. It's pretty fun there. You know,
watch the podcast.
we shit on Gabe.
A lot.
Simmons sends memes.
Bro, we shit on
Yeah.
Gabe so much. And the thing is during these games, he was doing a 24-hour live stream for charity. And then he ended up winning anyway.
That's karma.
So he
That's-
really just told us all to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Ay.
But, man,
He got lucky. He got lucky as hell.
he did.
That's what I'll say.
And speaking of that match, it was the only close match. And so it is going to hold both the fucking shit fuck bed shitter extraordinaire of the week,
Ooh.
which is Jameis Winston, quarterback 2 for Big Steve's Big Ballers that managed to put up a whopping -0.3. And as
Bro,
our
that's
big
the
man of the
difference
week,
of the game. That's the difference
Yeah.
of the game right there. Easily.
massive. And big man of the week, Aaron Rodgers, going off like crazy for Gabe. Gabe has appeared in this segment so many times with Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. Or just Garrett Wilson, honestly. But those Jets, they're back and forth every fucking week. It's insane. But yeah, Jameis Winston legitimately just screwed over Steve on this one. Like, that's what he gets for having Mark Andrews too. Fuck that guy. just as a side note, if he had literally, well, let's see, how much is he projected to lose by? 10 points. If he had started it was Bryce Young. He said he had faith in Bryce Young. Didn't start him. Bryce Young could have won it for him.
Bryce Young probably would have won him this game.
Actually. Yeah.
Shout out Bryce Young.
Also, Josh, how do you feel that Mark Andrews ended up being like the 6th highest scoring tight end in fantasy right now?
I hate that man so much. Like, I can't stress the absolute cliff that my adoration of that man has gone off of. I loved Mark Andrews. And what's funny is technically while I had him, I feel like I dropped him week 5 or something when I was 5-0. I should have really just held. Not that it would have mattered.
Maybe it would have.
I picked him in my other league, and it was the same thing. He was struggling a lot at the start, and I just kept him. So I was like,
See,
I don't know.
Victor has faith in the guys.
And then there was the 1 week I played him. I wasn't really expecting that much. I was already losing in the league anyway, so at this point I was like, okay, whatever. And then he dropped like 27 points just randomly out of nowhere. I was like, okay, yeah. I guess I'll just leave him on there. And
yeah. Oh, that man gets my blood boiling. If it wasn't for the fact Lamar Jackson was throwing to him, ooh. I don't know. I still hate him anyway, but
yeah,
whatever. Oh, but yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting one. Victor, you got to pull through for me. You got to take down Jordan, win me money.
You put some pressure on me here, but I'm gonna go for it.
But yeah. Let's see. What we got? Show document. But yeah, we've gone through pretty much everything here. I do want to bring up one thing on this week. Kind of a rule that I just feel like you guys would probably enjoy. And that I'm going to be bringing up next year. Because I heard about another different league with it. And that's a weekly punishment for when a player gets 0 or less points on your team.
Now, does this count injuries, or is it just straight like player played, just no points?
If you played a player and they got no points, then you get punished. The punishment in this league is that you need to record yourself shotgunning a beer. And I think that could be fun. I mean, we are blood, sweat, and beers.
We are blood, sweat, and beers.
And I think it would be funny on weeks where like Andrew now has 2 zeros and it's just like, well, sorry, Andrew.
Double beer.
A little bit of insult to injury.
Can you just submit the same recording every week?
I would like that rule. And you can kind of do like on the podcast side of things, like at the end of the podcast episode every week, you just add in their 2 clips. And
that would be fun.
Throw in the clips. And then at the end of the year, we have a little clip show of like, let's remember. And then we have the clip with the player name and their like stat line over it. I think it would be a fun little anecdotal thing because it's happened plenty of times this year.
It's happened to me a couple times. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. No, it is for sure. Jaden Reed put up 0 a little bit ago, and for all those guys that you start a guy that is injured or on a bye week, well, guess what?
Oh,
that should be a bigger punishment, to be honest.
You're shotgunning 2 beers.
That's just not paying attention.
Yeah. Victor, who are you talking to?
No, I know it was Justin, or not Justin. Josh had to remind me in the first couple weeks or something. So I honestly completely forgot.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
he came back, dude. Admittedly, your draft, after talking to you, and like the players you drafted are actually the players that made the difference for you.
Yeah.
Like Lamar Jackson was just when you're there, you were going to take him. But your running backs are what went crazy for you. It's the fact that you grabbed Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, every week it's just like consistent points. And I tell everybody it's like consistent points makes the biggest difference. Because it's the difference of putting someone in and like popping off 1 week and then getting single-digit points the next week. Like that just doesn't help you.
Consistency is so key.
Someone puts over 15 points like every single week, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'd take that.
It's better than single digits.
Tyreek's putting up 6 points. I would be happy with 15. You want to know how many of my players put up 15 points this week?
I'm looking at it right now.
Two.
Sick. Yeah. Ugh.
Justin Herbert and Nico Collins.
Josh, how do you feel about Kyler Murray?
I have Kyler Murray in my other league as well, and it's just
like he has such good weeks, and then
it's just nothing.
And then he nothing.
He's projected there 30, and then he drops 14. It's like fucking brutal.
I'll be keeping him because it's still like an 11th round pick right now to keep him.
For sure.
Yeah, and I'm keeping Nico Collins. He's the brightest spot on this team. I love that man.
What round did you get Nico Collins in?
He was like 5th.
That's gonna be a good keep.
Maybe. All right, 4th round. Still.
30 is still a pretty solid keep for him.
Oh yeah, this guy, after missing 5 games this season, he's still wide R20. Like,
that's really good.
Dude, this man is getting points like crazy. I love him. So I'll be keeping him, and maybe Pickens. Get him back on here. But yeah.
Nah, Josh, you're gonna trade me back Pickens in the offseason so I can keep him.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
No, come on, we're gonna make it work.
Wait, Victor, you also have Kendre Miller, which is hilarious because an injury that I forgot to talk about is Alvin Kamara got injured.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara got injured in the game. We don't know for how long, but Kendre Miller might now be like a startable running back next.
That is true. I didn't think about that.
Your wide receivers are DJ Moore, T. Higgins, and that's rough, but you're running back. Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Brown, Tony Pollard, Chuba Hubbard. Those 4 are all like top 12 running backs this year, I think.
Yeah, we talked about this in the last podcast episode I was in, where like all 3 of our picks were like back to back to back, and it was just auto draft carrying my fucking running back picks, I guess. But
yeah, wow. Well, it was a running back year.
Yeah.
And man, I chose wide receivers and then traded away my running backs, and I fucked it.
Flubbed it big time. Flubbed it big time, baby.
I flubbed it big time. But
it's alright, there's always next year.
It's fine. I'm not great at making those choices. I'm taking those gambles. But you know who is?
Incredible transition.
Yep.
Thank you.
Speaking of being great at gambling, welcome back to Tyler's Degenerate Gambling Corner. If you want to follow these picks, because we've hit fucking 3 weeks in a row now. Shout out to Josh for not tailing any of these picks. That's the only reason we're able to maintain this insane level of success. This week, I threw this pick together really quick, so maybe think about it a little bit before we lock this one in, but still looking pretty good for a nice quick double up this week. We got Pittsburgh at Baltimore. We're taking Pittsburgh plus 13.5. Pittsburgh has a really good defense. This is going to be a really tight divisional game. I think Baltimore is probably going to win, but I would be pretty shocked, honestly, if Pittsburgh doesn't even keep this to a single-digit loss. So I think plus 13.5 should be more than enough space for them to get it done. Next up, we have the game that possibly makes me the most nervous, and that is Houston at Kansas City. We're going to ride with Houston at plus 8.5. We're really hoping Patrick Mahomes doesn't play in this game and takes a week off. If he doesn't, I think plus 8.5 is honestly a steal. But even if he does, I'm hoping that this is going to be kind of a preview of a potential playoff matchup. I'm hoping that Houston's going to keep this game close, plus 8.5. Josh, how do you feel specifically about that one?
I like that one. I don't think Mahomes will play. I think he's just too valuable to this team, and they have the playoffs spot already. I think that they might see this game as a game they can win without him. So And again, even if he plays, they are the kings of the 1 point or 1 score game. So 8.5. Honestly, I would agree with that. I won't ride it, but I agree with it.
You better not. And finally, to top off this pick, we got Cincinnati at home against Cleveland. We're taking Cincinnati straight on the money line. Honestly, at this point in the season, I don't know how realistic it is for the Bengals to make the playoffs. I don't think they're mathematically eliminated, but it's certainly a long shot. They want to win to give themselves the best chance that they can. And honestly, I think at this point in the season, this is a little bit of a pride game at this point. You're playing a division opponent who's even worse than you are. You've already had a really disappointing season. I think losing this game is just not in the cards for the Bengals coming into this one. So take all these games together. You're getting basically just an even double up plus 102. Lock it in. 4 weeks in a row. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Victor,
Let's ride. Do any sports gambling, or is this your sports betting? Not too much.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is very good. I know a lot of the guys at work that do it. I just I don't know. I just haven't really gotten into it that much. I'll call it more of a blessing, to be honest.
It is.
Some guys that just every single week logging in, almost like fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyler's in there, but he's making money off of it. I just lose all my money and walk away.
And most of the guys at work that do it are just putting money in and just losing money. I'm like, oh, what's the point? I don't know enough at that level to feel confident about gambling and getting money out of it. So I'm just
yeah. I worked with a dude who would lose every time he'd get a paycheck would lose $1,000. And then I'd see him just on a Wednesday being like, yeah, bro, I got this parlay. I'm going to turn 36 cents into 24 grand. It's 19 legs. I was like, bro.
Yeah, you got this, man.
Yeah, I was just jeez.
Yeah, we're going to have to come back at the end of the year and see how all of yours hit. How if you had bet $5 on every single of the bets you put on this channel, how much you would have won.
I actually would really like to see that.
I think we'll go through at the end of the year and do that because we need people to get confident in your picks.
Bro, if I had this good of a season, I'm going to start selling my picks next year. I'm going to be one of those dudes who's on fucking, I don't know, Fiverr, TikTok, or fucking whatever they use.
Yeah. We're going to the Blood, Sweat, Beers TikTok channel.
Bro,
get on the YouTube store.
We just gotta. Josh, this is what we were talking about. I think we were talking about this last week. We need to get an intern.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna waste my time cutting up our podcast episodes into TikToks. You know what an intern would do, though?
Yeah, you need a social media intern or advertiser or something like that.
Loser of the league gets relegated to intern. And now they're...
Yo, hold up. There's something there. Loser of the league has to be the assistant to the podcast for the next season.
That would be hilarious. That would there's something there. We'll wait on that. We'll think on that one.
We might have to vote on that for next year.
Yeah. Dude, I also for some reason this reminded me of one more thing, which is did you see that 2 guys this week didn't get touchdowns by dropping the ball before they got to the end zone?
I didn't know.
Jonathan Taylor broke off a 44-something yard run for a touchdown and just dropped the ball before he went into the end zone, and it fumbled it out, went through the end zone and out, turned into a touchback. So,
bro.
And then the Jets ended up winning. And then the Bengals got a pick 6 on Will Levis, and the cornerback.
That one I did see.
Yeah, dropped it again, went out the end zone, and
bro, I feel like this is just such a well-documented thing in the NFL. I just don't get how it keeps happening. Just hold the ball till you're in the end zone. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's an insane thing, but I just wanted to bring that up, show my dismay that you can get paid. That Jonathan Taylor, Come on.
That's a bad look for JT. Bad look for JT.
Truly. Yeah. But anyway, I think that does it for this episode. Victor, anything you'd like to add? Any words for your upcoming competitor?
How you feeling going into championship this week?
Feeling pretty nervous, and now even more nervous that Josh has money on this. So
I do.
Can't let my boy Josh down.
Please.
Good luck to the other person. I think it's gonna be an interesting week. Hopefully, my players popped off this week, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's really gonna be on it's this Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin stack for him. That's the real.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're against Philly next week. That's a good defense though. So you might have something there. Of course, you need that to continue on. But
we got 2 weeks. 2-week matchup, baby.
2 weeks. We'll see. I'm rooting for you. And meanwhile, we got Steve versus. Is it gonna be Steve? How's that match looking?
It's still leaning that it's most likely gonna be Steve, right. But it's not technically over. No.
He's slowly building those points up.
Yeah,
the
gap's
closing. The 14-point gap, like it's definitely like anything could change there.
Yeah, I mean Jordan Addison could break off a 80-yard touchdown. That's kind of his MO a little bit.
Honestly, it would be very truly Gabe fashion to end up losing this game.
And Drake London still projected like 20 points, so like he could technically go over the 20-point projected if he keeps playing.
I can see it. I can see. Hey,
I can see something happening here.
If Steve ends up beating Gabe, we're swapping the big man and the bed shitter from the quarterback 2s to the quarterback 1s. Jalen Hurts will now be the big man, and Tua will be the bed shitter. Let's do that. Because Tua did play bad. 3 interceptions and lost by Tua as well. But yeah, rough looks, but you love to see it in the old division. But yeah, good luck to everyone. Good luck to you, Victor.
Yes, good luck to Victor. Good luck to Jordan, and whoever plays in the toilet bowl.
Yeah, but until next week, set your fucking lineups, and we'll see you later.